welcome. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah,
Y'all already know what that show is. Y'all see it back there spinning with the bright lights on it. That is the one and only Back Porch Sports Podcast with your man Fonz.
and Quan.
Buddy, how you doing, man?
I'm here, but I'm just trying to breathe, breathing
hey,
every second, breathing every minute, trying to
hey, listen.
do life.
Coming from me, like, yo, I don't know what's in the air, man, but Lord have mercy. Hey, y'all be safe out there, for real, for real. Something brewing.
Yes,
Uh,
Lord. It ain't good. It ain't Folgers. Trying to
It
tell
ain't Folgers, it ain't Maxwell House, it ain't even Starbucks at this point,
trying to tell
man.
you.
But well, thank y'all for tuning into the show once again. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for clicking on these videos. We really appreciate y'all. Before we get into it, if y'all are in the neighborhood, how about hop on Facebook and jump on the Back Porch Sports Podcast War Room, where we always in there. We cut up in there, like especially that chat. We cuts up,
Yeah.
especially at the Sunday. Y'all can do with that whatever y'all want, but just hop on up there with us, man. We'd be glad to have you over there. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this topic. So it was two wide receivers that got traded today. We're going to start with the first one that got moved this morning, and that's Mr. Davante Adams was traded from the Raiders to the New York Jets. He's reunited with his bro, Aaron Fitzgerald Rogers. So, y'all already know the story. You already know that it's a conditional a third round pick that could be a second if Adams somehow becomes all pro Adams, which we ain't gonna go there right now. But I mean it's a possibility, but not the Aaron Rodgers I've been seeing. And the crazy thing is this trade came exactly 7 days after Robert Saleh got fired, but that's a whole nother video in itself. So here's the thing. So before we get into it, just a tad bit of background. So this is Tom Pelissero. I think he's with NFL Network or something like that. So the Jets is going to take on Adams' salary in order to get that deal done, which is it was done 30 days ago because he was in New York last night, from what I heard. His base salary is $16.89 million, and he also has basically $500,000 per game in roster bonuses. The Jets will take on the prorated portion, which comes out to $11.6 million. So he lost a few million, but I don't think he lost a lot.
Yeah, ain't nothing he gonna lose sleep over.
No, I wouldn't either. So, so what does this mean for the Jets? I'll go ahead and answer that question first. They get a playmaker. I got to give it to them. From what I saw last night on the game, Aaron Rodgers, it's like he's becoming inconsistent to me. If you look back a week ago, the game that got Robert Saleh fired was the game in London where Woody Johnson, who's the owner of the Jets, got thoroughly embarrassed by the Vikings. And if you look at last night's game, both of those games ended in interceptions for the Jets. While Aaron Rodgers, he's all world, surefire Hall of Famer, all pro. We got to understand this guy's 40.
You're right. Let's start there. Yeah.
He's old. I'm just saying, but he's done it all. He got a Super Bowl win. I don't think he's
MVPs.
got multiple MVPs. Got the best completion percentage of all time. His touchdown to interception ratio is probably the best of all time. At some point in time, though, like, what gives? Do I think Davante Adams is the missing piece? No. It's going to help, but I don't think he's the missing piece. But go ahead, you can take it from here, man.
What does this mean for the Jets? I think just based off of what I've seen over the past few weeks, they gain another pass catcher for sure.
Oh, for sure.
This whole process with Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets has been about relationship. Relationship with Alan Lazard that got him hired. Relationship with Nathaniel Haddock or that got him hired.
Nathaniel Hack job.
So I mean, it's been about making Aaron Rodgers the most comfortable in this offense, and I think that's what the Jets are doing. Also, I think the Jets are very confident in the team that they have right now, hence to why they're making the moves that they're making, like firing head coaches and signing all-pro wide receivers.
Right.
This team is a team that had a lot of hope last year due to injury, blah blah blah. Anyways, I think it helps them. This team, has been struggling with drops. I seen a few last night.
and the one that caused the interception, that was
Well, that one, that towards the end, that was I don't know. I mean, it was like a 3rd and 15, I think.
yeah.
Honestly, I probably would have went for something shorter just to make up some of the yards, and probably would have went for it on 4th down.
Smart
But
move.
nevertheless, I can't really agree about him being inconsistent because the offensive line has not been good at all. They haven't been able to, except for on the game last night. Last night was their best game running the football with Brees Hall.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
That may have been due to the Bills not having a good run defense.
They don't.
But nevertheless, they ran the football pretty well. I just feel like there's a lot of miscommunication on the offensive side of the ball when it comes to the point of knowing where to be on the field. Like the commentator said last night, Aaron Rodgers is a trust type quarterback. He's not going to throw you the ball unless he trusts you. It's some of that due to what happened this offseason? Maybe so. As we know, he didn't show up to mandatory training camps, which I feel like was important, especially when going to a new team, you need to build relationships. Neither here nor there. I just feel like there's a lot of other lacking factors that's causing this team to look the way that they've been looking. I can't say it's 100% Aaron Rodgers. I truly feel like Aaron Rodgers have most of the time. I mean, you look at last night game; they missed a field goal, even though it was windy. They missed a field goal.
Northeast. You can't even.
So and there was a few drops too. I mean that first drive that supposed to have been a touchdown. They was driving down the field well. He threw an outside pass to Brees Hall. He dropped it. I mean, hit him right in the hands. So I do feel like this is part of the problem of drop balls, pause, and and I feel like with Davante Adams, this is gonna. I'm intrigued to see how it works with Garrett Wilson. Because that's supposedly their number one. So I'm intrigued to figure out how they're gonna work that out. But I definitely feel like this was somewhat of a needed thing. Mike Williams came in on a trade. Mike Williams has not been playing good at all. He's been injured most of the time.
He's coming off an ACL tear,
That too. But I think this is gonna open up some opportunities for the offense. Now, if they, got Davante Adams and they still not coming out on top of football games, then I don't know. This is gonna be somebody else's fault.
Right.
But I can't 100% say that Aaron Rodgers has been inconsistent. I do agree that he hasn't made all the right decisions. I mean, I've seen him throw more interceptions this year than I think I ever have.
Right.
But I will say it's not 100% his fault. Like that offensive line has not been what it should be. They haven't been doing their job up front with pass protection nor run blocking. So we shall see, man. But I'm definitely intrigued to see how this is going to turn out. Whether they can flip the script, the switch on this team, and be able to put some points on the board.
Right.
But yeah.
But see, the reason why, and I know people going to come in the comments, going to be running their mouth, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. The reason why I use the word inconsistent is because, like, last night, by this year's standards, when it comes down to Aaron Rodgers, he had a relatively decent game. But go back to the game versus the Broncos. That didn't look pretty. It's another game that come to mind. It's like 1 week he'll have a great game, and then the next week it's the Broncos game, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. I see what you mean. But
you know what I'm saying? So I had to clarify. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. But I also want you to keep in mind that the Broncos they got a good defense.
They do.
Vikings got a good defense. Not giving an excuse to anybody to throw interceptions at all, or
especially the bad man.
But I really think majority of the unsuccess is the drop passes, man. I mean, like I said, you can go back and watch film on that Vikings game, on the doggone this past game. I mean, there's drops.
I mean, it was drops. I mean,
it's not just any type. I mean, drops that can lead to first downs, so that keep drives alive.
That's facts.
So I'm bashing him for throwing the picks that he has thrown that he could control, but also if I look at that the drops that he had nothing to do with, and he put the ball right on the money.
Yeah. Especially that Hail Mary last night. That
Hail Mary was nice. I haven't seen him throw
it's like
that like the Lions.
Exactly. It's like in that aspect, I look at Aaron Rodgers and be like, oh, he still got it. But then to me, now granted, that wide receiver room has drastically improved.
Oh yeah.
By a million. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's improved.
Yeah.
I feel like Mike Williams is going to be the odd man out, but at the same time, he's going to be primarily used as a blocker downfield at this point. But hey, I think it brings him back. I think it might turn him around. Maybe that second game against Buffalo might go a little different. We'll see.
Maybe Pittsburgh Sunday night.
Oh boy, that was the first test.
We're gonna see. We got to the offensive line because, like I said, man, you just look at the games, man. Aaron Rodgers is taking a lot of hits, and
he is. Now,
40.
Granted,
he's 40.
He's 40, and I know one hit they especially. I think it was against the Vikings game. I think it was in that Vikings game. He took a nasty one there. He was like bent up like that, and I'm like, oh no, he can't keep taking them.
They ain't totally protecting Aaron Rodgers like they should with that, and I'm surprised, man, with Morgan Moses and
Tyron Smith.
I didn't think the offensive line was going to be like this, but
I mean, but it's a factor in that. But at the same time, like we were saying, like you just said, that this is probably the most picks he's ever thrown ever.
I'm telling
this particular year.
I ever seen. Yeah,
this dude he's known for. I mean, he has thrown interceptions in the past, but he's known for having, like, on a season, single-digit interceptions.
Interceptions, exactly. Yep.
But we are going to see. It's too early to call. It just happened about 6 hours ago. But in the comments, let us know what you think. Do you think this was a good move? I mean, it was highly anticipated because they said this 2 weeks ago that the Jets is where he was going. When they said the word Jets, we already knew. We speculated on a couple of shows ago, but we kind of knew. But let us know in the comments what y'all think. Does this help turn the Jets season around by bringing the Davante Adams into the fold? Or do you think it's going to be more of the same? Let us know and be respectful in the comments. Be classy, because if you be classy, I'll be classy. But we could go ahead and clock on out of here, man. Like we said at the top, thank y'all for tuning in. And people, if you're watching the show, please help us out. You can help us out by leaving a like, or if you are inclined, if our content is doing it for you, or we are putting halfway decent content out there, just subscribe. And to the day ones, everybody that rock with us, we appreciate you guys, man. You got anything you want to add, man?
Not at all, man.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and clock on out of here. This has been the Back Porch Sports Podcast with your man Fonz
and Quan.
And we out.